morning, friends. It's Katie Steinberg here at the beach, and it's kind of a foggy morning. I'm not sure we're even going to see much of the sun. And what else is going on in the world? Always seems like so much, and I'll be a little overwhelming. I'm going to be making some big decisions at First Presbyterian this week, because I think I may have mentioned in the last couple of casts that First Pres took $250,000 of damage at the early estimates from Hurricane Ian, and maybe I'll just share with you quickly that First Pres is almost 100 years old and has always made the most thoughtful and discerning decisions they could, but really only hearing the voices of the internal leaders. And so next week we're going to be gathering some community folks, some folks from our Hungarian church, from the Kenyan church, from the Community Healing Project that meets at our church, and we're going to listen a little better. Probably shouldn't say better, more fully, to all of the people who have a stake in what happens to this church, and that feels to me like a kingdom response, not an empire response. And I feel like that's where Jesus was always sort of pushing us. But on the way to discerning that way forward, there's been a lot of worry and fear and discomfort, and it won't be the first time that I've said in this space that that's okay. That's part of the human condition. We're allowed to worry and feel anxious and feel angry. Like, these are all parts of what it is to be human. Also, they aren't problem-solving kind of postures, if that makes sense. Like freshly yogaed, meditated, calm Katie is a much better decision maker than frustrated, anxious, worried Katie. And I'm just sort of wishing for our larger community and for each of you that you would allow yourself that space if there are things that are troubling you or big decisions to be made. Maybe write down the things that are concerning and worrying about them, just to get them out. I find that helpful sometimes, but also don't make big decisions when you're worked up, because worked up's a part of the story. We're not going to avoid being worked up and worried from time to time. Maybe a lot. There's a lot to worry about. The world is y'all live there, and instead of investing in trying to make fruitless decisions when we're worried, let's invest in the things that nurture us when we're worried. Rest and deep breaths and sunrise at the beach. And, there's plenty of scriptures about this, friends, about that worry doesn't add a day to your life, that, the flowers of the field and the birds of the air don't worry. Why should we? If we are that much more beloved by our Creator, why should we? And it's just part of it. And I've also learned to identify worry and anxious feelings. I'm learning to identify as labor pains. They're leading somewhere. They're a natural part of the process, and they aren't forever, and they're leading somewhere. It's very hard to know that in the middle of them, but it's true, and it's always leading somewhere. To the next stage of development, to the next evolution. So, my dear friends, any of you that are worrying today, my hope and my prayer is that you will do the things that nurture you in the midst of your worry, instead of trying to solve problems or make big decisions, and that you will have some heart that the worry doesn't last. And when you come back to you, to your true self, to your divine image that you're made in, you'll be able to make a good decision. Until then, find a beach or a mountain or a spa or whatever it is that helps you feel at peace. Grace and peace, friends.